So you want to build a support character to command the forces of life and death? Well, I'm going to show you how. Welcome back to D&D War Room. Today we're going to be going over the second of my 5 combat roles. If you haven't seen my video explaining the 5 combat roles, you can check it out here. Today we will be going over the best tactics, classes, and feats associated with a supporter. Quick disclaimer, we will not be going into any subclasses and just looking at the base class. With that out of the way, let's get into it. We need to discuss tactics first to understand why certain classes and feats are so beneficial. Tactically, as a supporter, you want to stay out of direct combat. Your allies rely on you to keep them alive or boosted, and you can't do that while fighting for your own life or failing con saves. So if you're looking at this battle here, we have 5 party members versus 1 dragon. Now currently the action economy is in our favor, but it's not entirely safe for us. So we have to note where our allies are, what their access to cover is, and then also distance ourselves in a way that we can still reach each of those party members. You want to make sure you're not taking hits so you don't fail constitution saves. When possible, try to buff your party members prior to fights. This will mean that you'll have more of your action economy during the fight. Temporary hit points and damage mitigation are better than healing in a lot of cases. Spells or abilities that provide either to you make your job a lot easier. Make sure you're watching the turn order to see if bringing your party member back to life is going to allow that character to get to safety, or if they're just going to get knocked back down before their next turn. If you have access to Healing Word, it's one of the best combat revives possible. It has a 60-foot range, meaning that you don't necessarily have to run up to your teammates to revive them. So, as you can see, our defender is down. We have the ability to heal him with Healing Word to bring him back up, but one of these kobolds will likely attack him before it's his turn again. So we need our blaster to draw some of their attention with fire, we need our skirmisher to stay fighting, and then the supporter and the controller should both attack and pull these kobolds off. Once the kobolds have left melee range with our defender, we can revive them. As a supporter, more so than any other role, it's important you know your party's capabilities and their strengths. That way you can apply buffs to the ideal party member. So, as you can see here, we're still in the fight with the dragon, but now we're in trouble. Our defender is almost down and our blaster is out. We're behind cover, but we need to move out and do some healing. So first thing you're going to want to do is assess the situation, look at the turn order. You're going to check if you're within range of your allies and look at the spells you have available to you. Now, in this situation, you could either heal up your defender to keep him up, or you could bring your blaster in to help with damage. That choice is up to you, and it can decide the entire battle. Now that you understand how to effectively play a supporter, let's look at the classes that most naturally support this style of play. First up, we have the Bard. Their Bardic Inspiration is an excellent buff. At later levels, they get access to Counter Charm, and they have a really support-focused spell list, full of healing, buffs, and debuff spells. Next up, we have the Cleric, the iconic healer. They have the most extensive healing spell list. They also get great buffs, and they have flexible prepared spells, meaning they can adapt their healing to the situation, pending a long rest. Rounding out the top 3, we have the Paladin, the most melee capable of the 3. They come with a lot of support-focused class abilities, like Lay on Hands, Auras to buff allies, the Interception fighting style, and access to the Cleric spell. Their weapon and armor proficiencies, mixed with relatively high HP, is just icing on the cake. Unlike the defender, the supporter doesn't require a lot of feats to be effective. It mainly relies on spells. I was, however, able to compile a list of 5 feats that would be beneficial to most, if not all, supporters. The first feat we have is Chef. It's a half feat, great for rounding out a Constitution or Wisdom score. The extra D8 for your allies on a short rest can be really great early levels, especially to help long rest casters conserve spells. The temp HP is okay, but not enough to impact much. Next, we have a second half feat, Fey Touch. You can round out a mental stat, and you get Misty Step, which isn't on the Bard, Cleric, or Paladin spell list. This will help keep you out of trouble. If you are a Bard, this will also grant you access to Bless, which is a great boon for any supporter. The third feat is Shield Master. If you are playing a cleric or a paladin, a shield is a solid option. And since you typically don't want to stay in melee trading blows, knocking an enemy prone and walking away while your allies wail on them is always a solid bonus action. No spell cost needed. For the fourth feat, we have Inspiring Leader. If you're a charisma based supporter, this is a great feat. You get free temp hit points to give to your party prior to a fight that scales as you level. Also, you get to roleplay an epic speech to hype up the gang. It's a win-win. The last one is hard. I considered Fighting Initiate for Interception because it's just that good, but honestly a level in Fighter would be better since you'd get Second Wind and Interception, and then on your following level you could grab one of the feats listed. All that said, I'm going with Telekinetic. It's a half feat that rounds out a mental stat. It can be used offensively, but you should use it to pull your allies out of harm's way, meaning that they can disengage at the cost of your bonus action. You can also use it to break grapples at will if one of your allies is being grappled, because this will pull them out of the grappler's reach. The supporter is the hero that heroes call on when they're in trouble. Playing a supporter means doing things that makes your party shine, and in that, a lot of roleplay potential opens up. You can be the bubbly optimist, assured that no matter what happens you can keep the party safe, or the gruff pessimist who's seen firsthand what happens when they run out of spells and someone dies, so they always just keep a little energy in reserve so it never happens again. No matter how you play it, everybody loves having a supporter on their team. So I hope these tips help you help them. If you like this, please leave a like. If you think I missed anything, comment below to help me and your fellow players out. And lastly, if you enjoy D&D content that combines roleplay with optimization, consider subscribing.